What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in the channel here at 323 Fabrication. So this video, not super exciting. Doing some parts robbing on this old red-orange parts car behind me. And I'm shooting the intro after I've already done all of that. But you know, sometimes it works out that way. This old car's rough, y'all. You'll see that coming up. And I don't know if y'all noticed it in the background, but we got 1, 2, 3 GTOs. Little spoiler alert, so that'll be in the next video. But y'all, hope y'all enjoy it. We're just gonna snatch some parts off this old car and then go through some rear ends that Kenny hooked us up with. So y'all stay tuned. Well, the old rots and runs, and it's capable of picking up 2/3 of a GTO. See how this trip across the yard goes. We headed that way. Pops is working. I'm playing. About to start robbing some parts off this old car for the good car. This hood release is being part of it because I got a piece of wire stuck to the grill, and I got a new little rubber piece for the nose to seal to. You know, whatever else we can get off. Got the trusty old PB blaster. Well, I got the old valance off, rust and all. Bunch of 1/2-inch bolts. You can see this fender over here is so mint that I didn't have to take these out. Fender just came with it. And it's not bad. I mean, it's a little bent, but it ain't terrible. I think it's better than the one that's on the car. Plus it's orange. Who doesn't like orange, right? Even though it's actually red. But it ain't too bad. It's definitely worth saving. Got a little bit of rust, but it's not bent as bad. Went ahead and snatched the old bent hood hinge off. I'm gonna pull these front fenders, just make it easier. I never took one of these noses off before, but it looks like the fenders need to come off anyway. But I think I'm gonna try to get that heater box if it's any good, and take the AC box off the good car, because it'll be a while before it ever has AC, and that takes up a lot less room. But it's still got the original heater hose clamps. Saw a guy talking the other day on GTO group on Facebook about the fuel lines coming the same way, which this one ain't got them, so we'll get there. Getting lots of bolts we need, fender bolts and hood hinge bolts and valance stuff. But check these out. Got 3 of them off the orange red car and 1 of them off the green car. Didn't break any of them, thankfully. The fenders are that rough, they're easy to get out. Pretty bad. One fender on the green car is like that. Strange thing about it, the fender on the driver's side of both cars is better than the passenger side. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but that says Georgia State Patrol. I'm not exactly sure if that means this was like a patrol car or what, but that's pretty cool. Mint. There's the factory color. Was a pretty good color. These things are quality. Anybody need some fenders? They're a little rough. See if we can get this bumper off now. Get the windshield one of these days. Little bit at a time. What y'all think? Orange nose on a black car with an orange wing? Sounds like a good plan to me. Gotta get this off. 68, 2 3/4, 69. Shop kitty. Went ahead and snatched the emblems and the trim off of that fender. That joker's rough, y'all. This one's a little better, but it's still rough. Pulled the trim off of it. Got these pieces up here. Took off. Got both emblems. Wiring harness, because it's in decent shape. It's got all the connectors for all the lights and everything. Went ahead and pulled it from the bulkhead. You know, whatever else we thought we could use. There's our floor pans, gas tank, pickup, sending unit. There's the nose, it's pretty sweet. And then we got a tray full of parts. Also have the wiring harness. It's all in pretty good shape, believe it or not. The wires are actually still decent. It's all there. Y'all, it's a beautiful morning. I'm at work and had to walk out here to the old S10 and get some money so I can order me some chicken fingers for lunch. I figured y'all might want to check this out. Kenny is hooking us up. Couple of poncho rear ends. That one still got rally wheels on it. So this one's a 8.2. That's a 8.5. This one's supposed to be a 323 gear open diff. That's what he thinks. But y'all check this out. I don't know if you can read it. But anyway, it says limited slip. Maybe it's red that way. Well, that's backwards. But anyway, might have us good rear end for the old barn find GTO. Out here doing important GTO reconnaissance. Gonna open this rear end up and see what we got to work with. Straight. I just put it there. Well, pipe stands still come in handy, don't they? Here's the 8.5. There's the old limited slip additive tag. Got some rally wheels on it. They're pretty cool, like purplish color. And here's the other one, 8.2. We'll snatch these covers off. Went ahead and broke them loose. See what we got. See what we got to work with. Technical difficulties. It's recording. See it? Mm-hmm. Got a gasket. Stinks. And it's full of Earl.
That might be a good thing.
It's definitely an open diff. Oh yeah. For sure. Without draining it, I don't know if we're gonna be able to figure out if it's gonna be stamped or not. so far. Turns easy enough though. Guess what I'll do is just count the ring gear. I'd rather leave the oil in it if I can help it.
You can take a screwdriver and make a scratch on one of those gear teeth.
Yeah.
Make it easier to count.
It don't stay very good.
No, it's hard stuff, but you got to scratch it pretty good.
Okay. I'll count that as number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 30, 35, 36, 37. 37. I'm about to Google it to figure out what that means.
You got to count your pinion too, right?
Well, I'm not going to count the pinion, I'll just Google it.
Okay.
Alright, so we counted the ring gear. I'm not going to count the pinion because I'm going to leave the oil in it and just cover it back up, put the cover back on. But according to Google, a 8.2 inch 10 bolt with 37 teeth on the ring gear makes it a 411 gear. So it's a 411 open diff. So this would make a good one to put a locker in for sure. Whether it's a Lincoln or a Lunchbox or whatever it works out to be.
Miller.
Yeah, Miller locker.
Miller.
We're gonna slap the cover back on it and we'll put this one on probably in the old storage Connex out there with the old International standing guard. That one's next. Guess this one's for all the marbles. See what we're working with. Use limited slip diff lube only. Ka-chow. Yeah. Thank you. Alright, we ready? Moment of truth. Ooh. Definitely had water in it. It is definitely a limited slip though. Well, look at the rust on that ring gear. Maybe it won't be too bad. I'll do my rag.
Kind of rusty.
No, it's good. It's gonna be alright. It wipes right off. So it was probably setting the other way. You know what I mean? Setting up. So all the rust has been sitting on that cover. All the water.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But it's
Nothing you can't fix with WD-40 though.
nah. It's got a little rust on the carrier, but like on this ring gear, it's wiping right off. Like even off the teeth. For the most part, anyway. Alright. Shall we count it? There's some yellow paint right here, so we're gonna go with that. Might not be able to turn it though. Nope, can't turn it. I don't know if I can see it. Oh no.
Need a magnet?
No. Need a different ring of pinion.
Oh. Which one was it?
Pretty sure it's for 256 gear. Alright. 17 and 41. Well, we got a limited slip finally.
And a 411.
And a 411 with an open diff. They don't interchange. This is a bigger ring of pinion.
Right.
Well, we do have a limited slip, so that's awesome. It's got a 256 gear, which is less than awesome. But at the start, this will be the rear end that's worth putting a ring and pinion in though, for sure, because it's got the limited slip. So that'll work. I guess I could weld the other one, stick it in there for the time being, and then rebuild this one.
Right.
But either way, they're both a winner. Appreciate that. Kenny hooked us up. Both these rear ends. This is supposed to be, because it's 8.5 inch, it'd make it like a 69 through a 72. He's a big Pontiac guy. I'm learning all this junk as we go. But we're getting somewhere. All right.
One last thing. Mopar or no car? Or Studebaker?
Or Studebaker.
Give me a Studebaker or a Mopar.
All right. Did the math on it. So a 17 tooth pinion gear and a 41 tooth ring gear makes this a 241, but it is a posi. 8.5 inch with 12 inch drum brakes, where that one's only got 10s. And then Dad measured them. This one's 62 inches wide, and that one was 60, right?
60 and a half or something.
60 or 60 and a half. But being that it's got a 411 gear, I could weld this one. This one can give us a good gear for the car. But I got to check the rear end at the house and measure it and kind of see. Because Kenny was saying he thinks this is the later stuff where these spring perches are. And this is the earlier stuff because it's got a bolt-in piece here and then the spring sets on that. So we're going to do that. Got the wheels and tires off of that. They're out here in the truck. They are 15s. So because they're 15s, I'm gonna get the tires snatched off of them, and that'll give us at least 2 tires. Or 2 wheels, maybe. We'll see. I ain't figured all that out yet. Okay, guys. I'm not sure this is a GTO rear end anymore. Y'all see this spring, this shock mount is on the front side of the rear end. At 68 out there, it's on the rear. We measured those widths, and all 3 rear ends are different. That one's the widest, like 62 inches, which I didn't measure it. Backing plate's like narrower, but anyway, this one measures out to be a 64 through a 67 width rear end, and that one is a 68 through a 72. Obviously, it's a 68 car. And it measured right. It's an inch wider. And then I realized that you can't just count the ring gear and Google it. There's different ring gears or different gear ratios with the same ring gear teeth. Which that thing's got some pitting in it. It might be alright though. So this one, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's 37 and 12, which is actually a 308 gear instead of a 411. And this one's a 241. So there's 41 and 16's a 256, 41 and 17's a 241. So there's that. That's what we figured out so far. Not sure on what I'm gonna do yet because none of these gears are really appealing. I'd like a 323, a 336, 355, something like that. And unfortunately, this is a posi rear end and it's bigger and stouter, better axles, bigger brakes, but this carrier is only good up to a 256 gear if the internet's right, and then you got to get a different carrier for a 273 through like a 308 or a 323, and then it's like 336 up to a 433 series 3 carrier. So I don't know what we're gonna do. This is a better ratio than what's in the car. It is an open diff. So do we weld it? I gotta buy a carrier to use that one to put a different gear ratio in it. I don't know. That's where we're at. All right, y'all. Appreciate you watching the video. Appreciate you tuning into the channel here at 323 Fabrication. Messing around with these old crusty goats again. If y'all liked the video, give me a like on there, throw it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, give us a subscribe if you want to. If you like this kind of stuff, we just mess with old junk. But we got 860 subscribers now, which is exciting. So I appreciate all of y'all. And sun's going down. We finna get out of here. Y'all have a good one.